Okay, so this is 8 minutes past 8, so I think we can start. Chizaram, are you there?
Yes, I am. Okay.
Okay, so we have Chizaram here, a representative from Propel that is going to give us more information about Propel and how to navigate navigate the Propel website and all of that. So I'll leave her to introduce herself, and so you have the floor, Chizaram.
All right. Thank you, Uche. Hi, everyone. Hi, Chidera, Samuel, Success, Desmond, and Mercy. Thank you for, excuse me, making our time to join the call. So, my name is Chizurum, and I am, sorry, the program manager at Propel, and I'm going to be taking you through
Sorry.
two things tonight. Thank you. The first is just what you can do to get or land global opportunities or get global jobs, and then secondly, how Propel can help you do that. And I am just going to be sharing my screen as we have this conversation. Please let me know when you can see it. Let me know. Okay. I think you can see my screen now. All right. Please confirm if you can see my screen. The blue screen. Let me use that word. Please, can you confirm?
Yes,
Can
yes.
someone unmute? All right. Great. So we just get right into it because I would like someone on this call to try out the demo after I show you how it's done. So I'm just going to breeze through the first part of it so we can have more time to have the demo and actually have questions. So the first thing is a little bit of data, right? There's this company I like very well. It's a Nigerian company, Stairs Business, and their tagline is "In God We Trust." Everybody else bring data, and that is why I try to include data in everything I do. But it will interest you to know that last year, in the first quarter of last year, 900,000 plus new tech roles in Europe opened up, and this is due to a varying number of reasons. One of it is that most European tech talent are actually migrating to other countries, right? When I read about that, I was pretty much surprised because I thought that the Chakma thing it's more of a Nigerian thing, but it's very surprising that it's happening in other continents and other countries too. And one of the reasons why these people are leaving is for better opportunities. Still, and that is because most of the big tech companies are in the US and all, and so people think that when they move there are better chances of them working in those companies, and of course better compensation. And this means that the more people leave, the more new tech roles are opening up, and this is actually a huge issue for the EU. I think I was reading a policy document recently, something around some sort of ideas on how to bridge this gap and actually boost their tech ecosystem. And if you're very observant, you notice that most of tech events right now are happening in Europe. So all these are things that they are trying to do to sort of bridge the gap and fill up these vacancies. And I know that one other solution they proposed was affiliations and some sort of collaboration, and that is what Propel is trying to do and achieve. And then moving on, 51% of tech vacancies go unfulfilled. One of the primary reasons, of course, is the gap between people like you and I and these companies abroad that need us, right? So we're also trying to bridge this gap, bringing the employers and the talents together a little bit more closer and closing the gap one community at a time. And the good news is, of course, there's a 35% projected year-on-year growth for tech jobs until 2030, and you bear witness of the fact that some of the jobs that exist today uh, were not so mainstream. Let me use that word. It's not as if they didn't exist in the past 5 to 7 years. They actually did, but they were not mainstream, right? So certain jobs like US writers and all that, I know they start becoming mainstream the past 5 years. And this is also to let you know that some jobs that are not yet, let me use the word popular or known, will actually become mainstream in the next, few years we have until 2030. And it doesn't mean that when we get to 2030, things get to like a grind halt, but this is the data and the statistics, we're working with. You also know that these days there are lots of, AI talks, AI opportunities, machine learning, and all these things were not so pronounced the years before now. And we're also going to see a boom in that industry, right? With new roles springing up. And this is just to let you know that there are jobs out there. AI is not going to, take your job or whatever it is. It is only going to help you, actually do your job better. Right. Okay. So, how do you position yourself out there? Since there are jobs, what should you do to make sure that you are one of the people that get these jobs, right? One of the things you're going to do, I'm going to particularly focus on the third point, which is building a strong portfolio, is because this is one of the issues we've seen over and over at, Propel. Someone is smart, someone is brilliant, has the best of CVs, social media is all good, LinkedIn, oh my God, profile optimized to a T, but then no portfolio, right? And right now, I feel like we are in this, should I say, word or generation, or more like a career thing, where people are moving towards the show, and not tell. Before, it used to be taking courses, you add all that to your CV, and that will be it. But now people want to know what you've done beyond the courses. Of course, nobody's saying that courses are not important. It is still very necessary and important. It's one of the ways that you grow, but people want to see how you've applied the knowledge you've gotten to these courses to real life situations, right? Because if you're going to be working for them, you'll be working on real life problems. And so they want to test your problem solving skills, your approach, your creative ability, and all that. And it will interest you that people can pick this out from your portfolio. So you might wonder, for someone that is starting out, how do you build a portfolio? Because you're still learning, maybe you're still doing, team projects, hackathons, and all that stuff with other people. And what I'll usually advise is that nothing is ever too small or too minute or inconsequential to go on your portfolio, right? So while you're learning, instead of waiting before, waiting to build a portfolio when you finish this 3 month or 6 month course, why not just build something pretty simple and pretty like easy as you're learning, right? Even if you're participating in hackathons and group projects and all, you can still put them on your portfolio and indicate that they are actually like group products or works, but always ensure that you have like a portfolio. And for people that have gone on to mid-level or senior level, I think that the issue for us most of time is actually like a perfection issue. I will use myself as an example. I have been building my website for God knows when, I think for the past 4 months. Until now, I've not done anything on it because nothing, I don't think anything is actually like good enough. And or it was this week I realized I was holding myself back. And if an opportunity comes now and I'm asked to, just share my portfolio, I'll begin to run around in circles and begin to look for someone to do that. So it doesn't matter like all you've done. Of course, before we used to use Google Drive to document and all that, but Google Drive can be a bit, I don't know the word to use, but it's just best for you to have like a portfolio. Very design, of course, there's Behance and the rest of them. But if you prefer to go like the personal website route for people that have done, so many things, you've been in several industries and you somehow want, people to see all that, see, the depth of your experience and every other thing, then I would recommend, going the personal website route. And the good thing is these things don't cost a lot of money, right? There's a tool called Canva and so many other no code websites. If you're on the no code side of tech, you can simply use that to build that stuff. There are templates already. All you need to do is just search out a template that matches what you have in mind. Of course, browse the internet for ideas and then just build your portfolio. The essence of this is to ensure that you don't miss out on opportunities. I mean, a job is posted and your portfolio is like a very strong requirement, and then you're stuck because you don't have that, and then you lose out on that, right? We say network, we say go for events and all that. Good, solid and sound advice. But what if you go for those events knowing what you want to get out of it? You have your portfolio, you have that link. Someone says, oh, let me see what you've done, and you share it with them. So these are just ways to land like global jobs. And as I said, companies are looking for people that are walking the talk, right? And one of the ways to do that is to actually build something and show proof of it. So pause this Christmas, take out time to build your portfolio, and ensure to have it up. And of course, you can ask for peer review, you can ask your friends, you can ask your community, for example, Coffee Tech, to review and give you feedback. And that's how you get better. And a disclaimer, the portfolio is never going to be 100% perfect. That is the truth. It is something that you have to keep, working on, iterations and all that, just like your LinkedIn profile. I'm sure that even if your profile is 100% strong right now, it didn't start out that way. As time goes on, you know what to do better and all. And so it is with your portfolio. But the best thing is simply just do it and just start, right? And then the second thing I would say when it comes to landing global jobs is be someone that is very teachable, be someone who is curious, be someone who is open-minded. I mean, we use all these words in our CVs and we're actually not it, but just beyond it being a word in your CV or a buzzword or something, be that kind of person, because companies want to employ people that are very open-minded, right? And I know that there are lots of things to learn at once. It can be quite overwhelming. You think you've gotten a grasp of this, and then you find out that in your industry, oh, this is the new tool, this is how people do things, and all and all. So it can be a bit overwhelming. And what I'll usually advise is just decide what to learn per season. Even if you're trying to cram, you cannot cram all the knowledge in the world in 1 year. You just have to pace yourself. And then you just have to decide on what to learn according to certain things or certain parameters, you set for yourself. But one of the reasons why companies prefer or love people that, are continuously on the path to learning is because they believe that these people will be abreast of new tools, new practices, new techniques in their industry, and they can then learn these practices or techniques and apply it to work, and make work efficient, help the company meet business objectives, help them make more money and all that. And there are several ways to learn, right? Learning is not a one size fit all sort of thing. Some people learn through reading, if that works for you. Some people cannot, stay long reading one book, and some people would rather read, shorter articles or blogs and something like that. That is still a form of learning, right? Some people prefer podcasts, YouTube videos, and all that. Regardless of the form or type of learning it is, I think the main thing is just that you are continually learning, and that beyond learning, you are applying what you are learning to real life situations, right? You are applying it to the projects that you're building and to the way you generally, do work. That is it. So after you've done these things, how can Propel help you land the job? All right. So the first thing is that we empower tech communities across Africa with valuable opportunities to thrive and drive the growth of their members. And we do that in three ways. The first thing is that we provide you with access to global work. In simple terms, we simply connect you to global companies that need your skills and expertise, right? And if you sign up to Propel, there are three kinds of jobs that you can get on our platform. The first is remote jobs. What that means is that from wherever you are, for example, Nigeria, you are working for a company in, let's say, Portugal from the comfort of your home, right? That is an example of a remote job. And there are times when we also, have hybrid jobs on Propel. What that means is that a prospective employer would prefer to have you, some days at the office, and then some other days you work from the comfort of your home due to a varying number of reasons. And then the third kind of job we have on Propel are relocation based role. What this simply means is that you get a job on Propel, and the employer wants to have you move from where you're currently residing to the country of operations, right? This is different from the remote job. With remote job, you are wherever you are, and then you are working from the comfort of your home for a company in another continent or another country. Whereas for relocation based roles, while you are here, they do not want you to remain in your country anymore, right? Due to maybe the sensitivity of your work or the amount of work you'll be doing or whatever it is, they'll sponsor, your move, the whole visa process and every other thing you would need for you to move from Nigeria to wherever, the company is and all that. So these are the three kinds of roles you can get on Propel: remote, hybrid, or relocation based roles. Then the second thing is embedded financial services. And this is because we believe so much in financial inclusion And it was one of the reasons why we raised funding, because over time we noticed that people will get jobs, but then they are unable to actually do the job, or sometimes lose it simply because they do not have financing to get the work tools that they need. And so we also decided to solve this problem. So when you come on Propel with our embedded financial services, you get two things: asset or device finances, and then secondly loans. So what device financing means is that you need, for example, let's say a laptop, right? And you need money to actually purchase this laptop. You can come on Propel, get the money, and then buy the laptop through vendors that are listed on our website, right? But we also know that people need money for other things. For example, you might have a laptop, but you need a work table, you need a chair for you to get started. Let's say you've gotten a remote job, and of course, you need to have an environment that enables good work. So you can get a loan from us and then purchase other things you need that are not on Propel. And then the third thing you get from us is exclusive discounts and community benefits while we work. Of course, one of the reasons why we work is to be able to solve for our basic needs. But we also believe that all of your money should not be spent doing that, because our needs are very much. Imagine that you sometimes you need to work elsewhere aside from your house, maybe for productivity, or you need that extra ginger and whatever, and you need to use a workstation. Of course, you need to buy data. Without data, what is the essence of the work you're doing? Now you're working on your own, but you're also someone that believes strongly in insurance, and you need to take out insurance. And these things can cost quite a lot. So what we try to do is to work with certain businesses and service providers to subsidize that for you. So while every other person pays a certain amount, because you are signed up to Propel and you are a member of our ecosystem, you get a discount. It can be as easy as 5%, 10%, up to 20, 25%, depending on the provider. All right. So, what are the benefits you get when you sign up with us? What makes us different from other people? The first thing is better pay, right? I think there was this argument on Twitter 2 weeks ago, where people were talking about how African talent, why most foreign companies employ African talent, is because talent is quite cheap here. I do not agree with that, and I strongly disagree with that. This is because I don't know, but personally, and here for us at Propel, we try to ensure. I mean, we know the hassles people get through, to get trained, from the days of you hustling for a laptop, joining communities, taking courses, buying data, doing hackathons and all that, just to build your portfolio and get started. We don't believe that when you finally come into, let me use the word, your rest in quotation mark, you should be bothered about your salary and all that, and being underpriced. So what we try to do is that we work with companies that understand, the value of your skills. I think it is very, very important for you, to actually work with people that understand the value of your value first of all, and then your skills and every other thing. So we work with companies that are very particular about paying you your money worth, what you're worth and the market standard. Nobody is underpricing you or anything. So we always, ensure that you get better pay, and that while you're getting better pay, of course, there's career growth and a clear trajectory for you. And then the second advantage is that you get to work on innovative products, right? So maybe during hackathons and while you were still trying to get started and all that, you've worked on dummy projects, for example, and now you have to get into the real world and actually work with products that solve solutions or provide some sort of answers to problems that people have. And so we're not just working with companies that have companies for the sake of it, or for the sake of VC investment, or for the sake of whatever it is that people establish companies for, aside from value and of course making money. We ensure that you work with innovative products. And why this is important, it's because it strengthens both your technical skills and your soft skills, right? When it comes to your technical skills, you know how to actually apply these skills you have to real life problems. You learn communication, you learn collaboration, you learn how to work with teams while you're at it. And then the third thing is career growth, right? Everybody wants to grow professionally. You do not want to be where you are right now when it comes to November next year, right? And we're very super intentional about companies that are also interested in your growth. Companies like that exist, believe me, right? So they try to ensure that you're not just, working and working, that while you're also working, you're learning, right? Conferences, courses, education, and all that. So we try as much as possible to work with companies like this. And some of them includes Mercedes, Farfetch, and all of that. All right, and then moving on, this is how our process works. So you might be wondering, oh, if I come out to Propel, I sign up, and what should I expect next? What do I have in mind when it comes to Propel? So the first step is actually the job search and application. So this assumes that you've already, gone through the process of, signing up and everything. Once you sign up, of course, your next step will be to begin, job search and application. So you search through the job listing, you look through the job description, the salary range. You're very, very clear about that, and it's something that appeals to you or the kind of job you've been looking for. You put in your application, put in your CV, and every other thing. Once you've done that, the second step is the jury-based validation, and this is not something to be scared of. I know jury can sound is such a very heavy word, but it's pretty straightforward. What it simply means is that a group of professionals in your industry just go through your CV and just try to vet, what you've put into your CV versus what the company is looking for. This is to ensure that we're not wasting your time, right? You put in your application, and then 10 years after, that's when we've come to tell you that, oh, you didn't meet the criteria or whatever. So we try to save time both for you and for the employer. So we look through your CV, the jury looks through your CV, and just vet what you have, your skills, your expertise, your experience, and all that versus what the employer is looking for. And if you are a fit, if you are a match, you will get on to the third step, which is an internal interview with Propel. So we are on your side. We are for you. We want you to get the job because, of course, this is our aim. This is our vision. This is something that we're solving for. So the essence of the interview is just to ensure that there are no loopholes, there are no gaps, that you're well prepared to meet with your prospective company. So we sort of like ask you some questions, take you through possible answers, and just get you ready. And once you're done and you get past this stage with us, then you finally get to meet the hiring company or the team or the company you are to work with. And depending on the kind of job you are looking to get, you can go through either an interview or a tech test. And sometimes you actually have to go through the both. For example, if you're looking for an engineering role, of course, they will interview you, and then the tech test is also one of it. And once you are done with this, you get your offer. All right. So remember the discounts I talked about two slides before. This is what it looks like. Just a little brief about them. EcoVolt, the Nest, Vector, My Cover Genius is insurance, iFitness, for your health and fitness needs and all that. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list, just a list of service providers that I just put on here. All right, and this is how asset financing works. You as a user, you sign up to our CAS platform. A CAS platform is simply community as a service, and you don't have to bother about that. You simply sign up through your community, which is Coffee Tech community, right? And once you sign up, you get access to embedded finance. So you can either choose the asset financing option or you can simply obtain a loan. All right, and I am going to be showing you how it works shortly. I'm going to stop sharing my screen to share it again. All right, so I don't know if you have questions up to this point before we move forward. Okay, okay, nobody does. I'm going to share my screen again.
So if you have any questions and you can't unmute, you can just type it in the chat box.
Thank you, Uche. Okay, apologies, I have a cough, so
Okay, sorry, I just want to ask.
yeah,
I
sure.
know there was the last slide that talks about eye fitness and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Who are those persons?
So they are businesses and service providers that are on Propel. And what it means for you simply is if you need any of these services, for example, you're someone that you like the gym, you like going to the gym, keeping fit and all that. Instead of you to pay the full amount that every other person pays, once you are signed up to Propel, you get a discount. So the essence of this is just to help you save money on your favorite products and services. Is that
All
clear?
right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll be moving on to the demo, and I'm going to start from the beginning.
Someone
Okay.
is raising up his hand.
Okay.
Somewhere, Nambi. Please go on.
Yeah, Samuel, you can go on. You're muted in case if you're talking.
Uh, yeah, good evening.
Hi, hi, good evening.
Okay, I would like to ask firstly, thank you for the presentation. It was brief and straight to the point. Is there like a sign up fee for Propel or it's totally free?
It's totally free for you. There's no sign of free, and it's not hidden. I know you might be saying, okay, you might say there are no hidden fees at all. It is totally free for you. All right. So we'll be moving on to the demo. Okay, so the first step will be to go to propel.community. Yes. And this is what the community landing page looks like. So this includes a list of all African communities that signed up to Propel. And for you to locate your community, you can either scroll all the way down to letter C.
Can't see your screen. It's not
Oh,
showing.
are you
I
serious?
think no, I can see your screen. I think she will need to rejoin, but I can see your
Okay.
screen.
All right, let
Okay.
me do that.
All right. Thank you. All right. So you can either scroll all the way down to look for coffee tech. Sorry, your logo is not showing. My network is not so good. But I'll really just recommend you use the search button. And the essence of this is that sometimes you might be scrolling like really fast and then miss your community, and that can be some sort of issue for you. So for me, I usually use the search button and I make my search easy. So I'll just go ahead and type coffee tech. Why is this?
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Somewhere your hands are still raised. Do you want to say anything else? And
Oh no, how do I unraise the? Okay, okay, thank you.
sorry, Chizaram is
Yeah.
Corif Tech.
Corey. Thank you.
Corif Tech. Yes, thank you.
Thanks. All right, so you can either, as I said, use the search button to look for Corif Tech. Corif, yeah, this is it. You don't even need to, complete your search and it pops up. So this is just like plain white, but once you click on your community card, it sort of turns blue and you can see your action button. So your next line of action will be to click on view more. Okay. Sorry, it's taking a bit long and your logo isn't showing. It's because of my network. All right, so typically on a normal day with a very good and stable internet connection, you would see your community logo here, the name of your community blog, and the skills of people in your community. And if we scroll down a bit, we can see the roles that are available on your community and the perks. So these are like the discounts I mentioned earlier, some members and all that. So for you to either redeem any of these perks or apply for any of these jobs right here, you would have to click on this blue button that has access community. All right. And your email address. So I am going to use mine because I just discovered, I think an hour before this, that our magic link wasn't working. Else I would have asked someone to do that. So I'll just use mine and see if it works now or just continue another way. All right. So just input your email address and click on get magic link. There's no need to click this unless you discover that you clicked on the wrong community that is not Corif Tech, right? But if it's yours, all you need to do is click on this get magic link and check your email. Let me see if it works now. Let me just refresh. Okay, so the issue is still persisting, but we'll be moving forward, right? I have a tab that is already open. So usually once you click on the magic link, right, and this pops up, all you need to do is navigate to your inbox. You get an email from Propel, open it and click on the link, then complete your sign up. And once you're done, this is what your dashboard will look like, right? This is home. This is like notifications, if you have questions. This is your avatar. If you upload your picture during your sign up process, your picture will definitely be here and your name. But for the purpose of this demo, we'll focus on the jobs, the perks. I'll talk a bit about this because we're still in testing phase, and then how to manage your own profile, right? So we'll take it step by step. Let's get to the jobs. All right. So you have the option of once again scrolling all the way down and clicking on the next page to look for jobs. But if you're looking for something more specific, you can simply filter. You can see the light green, should I say, what would I call it? But this, light green stuff by your right hand side, right? So you can use it to filter. Let's say I'm looking for a full time role, just that I can select this and I want to get, something more just specific results generally. I can decide to look for a remote job. You can see that your search is reduced, right, as you use the filter. And I want to work in the SaaS industry. I don't want any other one. I can click this. And you have a salary range in mind. You don't want to come and be talking, how much should we pay you? How much should we not? Like you want to make it quick and snappy, you can decide on this because I like dreaming big. We'll choose the last one. And then based on your experience level, let's say I'm looking for a senior role, I can use this and this. Okay, so there's nothing in my search. Let's click the second page and see. Okay, so this is what my search has showed me. An experienced senior UX designer role in Singapore. I think that's just one because of my filter. But if I'm not getting the best results, I can also on site decide to undo what I have done. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this two. Okay, this. I think I missed one and this, and just see the results I get right. Okay, so these are roles that are available right now, and let's assume that I want to go for the engineering manager role, right? So this is just a very brief description to the role. Sorry about that. You can just see from here the title, the location, the type, the industry, and all that. But of course, this doesn't give you sufficient information you need for the job. So you just go ahead and click on this, just this prompt. Click see more. Okay, so this role is filled. Just to note, if a role is filled, you just see it written in red, just as this is. So we're going to go back and look for one that is actually open. So let's see the second. All right. So this is open, and we can see, of course, the role is a senior full stack developer role. Um, it's remote. It's full time SaaS, posted in August, and it's still open. And if you're just let you know that it's full time again. It's a senior role. It requires 5+ years experience, industry once again, and location. Right. The location is just the country of operations for the business, and then the salary range. This is so you can negotiate from this to this. And just because we're very articulate and we like getting full details before we apply for a job so that we can increase our chances of actually getting that job, we'll go right ahead to read about the employer and the job description, right? So this is it. In this role, you down, 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 and all the way down, and what they offer and every other thing. Then, depending on the kind of role or whatever it is, you get a note from Propel. Sometimes you might not see this, so it's not something serious. It's just to let you know that some roles might take longer. And then if there's a score, if core skill that the employer wants you to have, it will always also be listed here. And for this, we can see AWS. So that is it. But it just doesn't mean that if you meet every other requirement, let's say 80% of this, and maybe this is not there, you won't apply. Just take your chances and see where it leads you. So let's assume that this is a fit for me. My next step will be to click on this apply for job. Right. So you see why I talked about a portfolio, right? So you have the chance to, it's not compulsory, but of course, I would always advise you to because others are applying to this job and you want to make sure that you put your best feet forward. So just include the link to your portfolio. And that is why it is good to have a portfolio and then your CV and then click on apply now, and that is it. You'll be notified, you get an email notification, right? But let's assume that when you saw this role, you just realized that you are not 100% ready to apply for it. Maybe you need to optimize your CV or do something of any sort. But you also know that you don't want to go back to trying to remember the job title and whatever it is. You have the option of saving the job. So you simply come here and click on save. Once that is done, whenever you're ready, you can just navigate to this tab and you can see that this has been saved. Right. So when you're ready, you can just click on the blue button and begin your application. And from here also you can track active applications. So active applications simply shows you the jobs that you've applied to so that you can keep track of it. Of course, there will also be email notifications from time to time, but you can come on this on your profile on your dashboard and just check the status of your application, right? So I'm just going to click here. I'm not sure I have any active application. Oh, great. I think I have. So these are roles that I have applied to for demos, and I'm going to show you the progress. So I'm going to click on show progress. Right. And this is what the step looks like. So I have applied, my jury validation is pending, my interview prep is pending, my client interview pending, technical test pending, and all that. And that is because I haven't moved past this stage. I think I deleted the email I got from the talent team. I would have shown you because I didn't put a good CV. I just uploaded a random PDF file. Propel sent me an email to tell me that there was an error in my application, that I should respond with my right CV or I can disregard if I'm no longer interested. But if you upload a wrong, should I say, document, and you get that sort of message, but just in case you've dotted your T's, dotted your I's and crossed your T's, you will just get to know what the next step is for you. So you move from here, and once you move towards a stage or past this stage, it will be colored in green, and you will just a note will be here for you, and this is just what it looks like. So you can see that this is green because I had an application error. So it just lets me know that there's an error with my application, and I can also check my emails for that notification, and I can rectify it. So that is it. So we'll move on to perks and deals right now. So remember once again that I mentioned that perks and deals are simply products and services provided to you on Propel, but given at a very good discount. Great. So you can scroll down. Let's assume you don't have anyone in mind. You're just looking for something cool. You can scroll all the way down. Don't worry, their logos are here. Forgive my very bad network. And you can just scroll all the way down, and you can see these ones that are colored in black. It is because perks are very time sensitive, right? They will not always be open or be available forever, right? They come and go according to seasons or the dates and whatever allocated to it. So if you're interested in a perk, in a product, in a service, it will be in your best interest to claim or redeem it before it expires, right? So let's say I want to take a course from Conclaves Academy. I am just going to go ahead. This is what their logo looks like. This is the name of the academy. I have a 15% cost discount, and this is just like a blob. So if I want to know more, I am going to click on Claim Perk. All right. You can see that this pack will expire in 36 days, 4 hours, 15 minutes, and the seconds are already ticking. I can just go down to get more context. It is very important, just so you know what you're getting into and the discount you have. So once again, it is 15% discount. I can read about the perk, more information. I'll click on see more, and that is it. So it is important to read this information just in case there's any action that will be required of you when you want to redeem your perk. You can see for this, they are telling you that to enjoy your application fee waiver and tuition fee discount, simply select Propel as your referral source and all of that, and this just helps you. So once you're done with that, you know how to go about claiming your perk and discount. Your next step will be to click on, sorry about this, claim perk, and that will be it. So I don't want to click on it because I am not claiming this perk. But once you do this, It's simple. All the details you need and your coupon code. In short, let me do that so we can see. All right. So you can see this pop up on my screen showing me my coupon code. So the essence of this coupon code is that without this coupon code, your discount will not be reflected. You now end up paying the same amount as everybody else when you're actually a member of the Propel ecosystem, right? So this coupon code is something you show or present to the service provider to redeem your perk, right? So don't be worried. You can copy it, of course. You can see, you can copy from here, coupon code copied. And just in case you're afraid of forgetting, an email will also be sent to you with that information. But just in case it's just something you want to do now, I can search for Conclave Academy, you know, go down to their website. How did you hear about us? I impute Propel. I'll be asked to impute my coupon code, and that is it. But just in case you forget, you also get an email, and you need not bother about how to go about it. The email will show you or tell you every process you need to go through. If it's, for example, this Conclave Academy, a direct link will be sent to your email address. All you have to do is click on the link, impute your coupon code, and get your course. If it's a physical perk, for example, a workstation, the address will be provided to you and the contact of whoever you need to meet or whatever, just in case maybe you need directions or anything while you try to claim the perk, and that is it. So for financial services, I am not going to go so much into it, and that is because we are still in the testing phase. Sorry, in the testing phase. And if you're interested, you can just let me know. Maybe I can liaise with Uche and we can see that. But we're looking for testers in Nigeria, specifically Lagos, to just test it out and give us like feedback. And the good thing about it, the catch is that you're not paying back with any interest. It's at 0% interest for you because you are testing out with us, right? But this is what it looks like. And if I impute my code, um, right, you can see from my screen. Don't be worried or don't panic when you don't see this financial services on your tab. It is because, as I mentioned previously, we are still testing, so it is not accessible to every other person. It is on mine because I am part of the testers, right? So this is what it looks like, and I got some work tools with mine. I didn't actually get a laptop. I got a headset, I got a smartwatch, and I got a power bank with mine. So this is what my loan looks like. This is how much I am paying. Just 50,000 naira. There's no interest, and I don't know why it's showing zero, but it shows frequency zero, and it shows tenor that I'm paying this for 4 weeks. And you can come down, you can see how much I've been paying. It's also transparent to you, and you can see the vendor I got my stuff from. So I got my stuff from this vendor, Dreamworks, and I chose from their Ikeja store, right? These are things that you can also like get from their laptops or the purpose of your loan or whatever it is. And this is it. So I can't show you this voucher because it's my voucher code to redeem from the vendor, but this is what it will look like, right? And if you just need the loan, also, this is what your typical loan dashboard will look like, but it won't show this vendor and whatever simply because you're not purchasing a tool from Propel, rather, you're using the loan to do some personal stuff. So I don't know if any other person has question, and we're done. Okay,
Okay.
Chidera, go ahead. Yeah, Chidera, please go ahead. You're muted.
Okay, so my question is, can we is it only through our community we can register or get jobs? Is
Yes,
it
it is.
only our community?
Sorry, finish up, finish up.
No, that was my question. Like, is it only through our community we can actually get jobs?
So I'm trying to understand that question because it can be in two folds. Do you mean in terms of signing up to get jobs or only through your community that you get job notifications? Can you specify?
Okay, when you logged in, when you signed up for the Propel, you
Yeah,
said we have to search for our community.
yeah.
Now, Actually, for our community to actually get the link, you went through the email, you register, you put your email, then you get the link. Is it true only our community we can do that, like to get jobs?
Yes, you have to sign up through your community. That's the only way because, as I said, it's a community as a service platform. Communities are a primary business model. So you have to belong to a community that is signed up to Propel for you to be able to, get jobs.
Okay, okay.
I feel like
Thank
you're not clear, but you're just saying okay. I feel like you have something else to ask.
you. Okay, let me, I don't know. Okay, so if I sign up with Corif Tech, right?
Yeah.
And I get, like, I see job offers, like I cannot sign up with another, I cannot get job any other community aside from Corif Tech.
That is hard. The only way you can get a job from any other community is if, okay, so let me explain it this way. Let me start by explaining it this way, right? So the kind of jobs you get is dependent on the community that you are a part of, right? So remember that when we were signing up, we I showed you like the skills of the people in your community, right? So the kind of jobs you will get are jobs that require the skills, those certain kind of skills that the people in your community have. But if you're also looking to get, for example, a data job, because people in your community are not data analysts, you are never going to get any job with notification related to data analysts. But let's say you're trying to learn full stack engineering, but on the same hand, too, you're interested in data and you're trying to see jobs in that area, then you would also have to sign up with a data community so you can get data jobs. I don't know if that explains it very well, but you cannot belong to more than two communities on Propel. That's it.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. I think that explains.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. All right. So I think Martins has a question, then William, and then Cynthia. Martins, you can go next. Can you hear us? You're muted.
Yeah, this job
Okay.
is it kind of a remote job?
I can't hear you. You sound far from your phone.
The job, is it kind of a remote job? Remote job.
So, if you're with us from the beginning, I said that the jobs you can get on Propel are three kinds of jobs, right? You can get remote jobs from us. What that means is from wherever you are right now, Martins, so far as you're in Africa, you can work from the comfort of your home for a company in, let's say, Germany, for example, right? And then other kind of job, the second kind of job is hybrid. And this kind of job means that the company wants you to come in some days physically to the office, and then some other days, you work from the comfort of your house. So, for example, they might have you come in 3 times a week to the office, and then you work 2 times from your house. And then the third kind of job you can get relocation based roles, right? What this means is that you've gotten a job on Propel, but the company does not want you to work from Nigeria. They want you to be in Germany, as I said, maybe due to the nature of your job, or maybe the sensitivity of your role, or whatever it is. And they by themselves willingly sponsor your visa and relocation move. But you cannot get a remote job and then start telling the company to sponsor your move, right? A remote job is a remote job. But if you get a relocation based role, the company by themselves take care of that. I don't know if that's clear. All right. I think, William, you were raising your hands, but I don't know if your question has been answered. Okay. I think we can take Cynthia's question. Okay. I don't think Cynthia has a question. All right. Uche, I think.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can now.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your presentation. I just have a question. I noticed that the skill set, data analytics, is not on it, and in our community we have lots of persons in data analytics. So
Okay.
I don't know how the selection or how the setting was done. If data analytics can be included, it will be well appreciated.
Oh, sure. So data analysis is not included because I it was Folakemi, like my colleague, that handled the comms and meetings with Uche. And usually you would have to be the ones to tell us the skills of the people in your community. So the skills that are there are the skills that you informed us. But of course, there's always room to add more skills, because we know that communities grow and expand, and people with varying skills also join communities. So I am going to do that for you by Monday. So I'm just going to
Okay,
add that by
so
Monday.
so in that light, I will add more. I will send Uche will send you more skills that needs
Great.
to be added to the group. Would that be fine?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks. All right. Chinedu, you're up next.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
My question is simple. Simply, I want to know the regions your covers for job acquisition.
Okay, so South Africa, North America, and Europe. All right, but recently these are like the major regions, but sometimes we have clients from other places reach out to us. For example, we placed someone for a social media role sometime last month in Nigeria, and that is because we sort of have some partnership with that company, and they wanted us to help bring in the best people for that role. So we did that, but these are not major areas we concentrate in or stuff, but it's usually North America, South Africa, and Europe. These are the three regions that we cover. That doesn't mean that you will not see jobs from other regions, because some things pop up from time to time. But for right now, our three major places: South Africa, North America, and Europe. Yeah. Okay. Chidera, your hands are still up. Do you have more
Yeah, I
questions?
do.
Okay.
I do. One last question. Okay, so for the financial testing, you said you need people, but you mentioned Lagos, like precisely Lagos,
Yeah.
precisely Lagos.
Yeah. Are you in Lagos?
I'm in Asaba, not Lagos.
Oh, we need to. We're just texting with people
Lagos.
from the select region. Sorry?
I can relocate to Lagos, so I can help.
What are you relocating?
I just want to know why why just Lagos.
Because this is so that the reason is because we have Propel is like a distributed team. Not all of us are in Nigeria, not all of us are in Lagos. But the reason we're starting with this is because most of the people in the product team and my team are in Lagos. So if we need to meet with people physically to gather some kind of feedback or
Okay,
some stuff, so it's easier for us to reach our users. Yeah, that's why.
okay, thank you.
Alright. So who else has a question? Esther, your hands are raised. Go on, please.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Hi.
I'm sorry, but I don't know if it's possible for us or for myself. Let me speak for myself to get the presentation so I can go over it again.
Definitely, everyone will get it by
Now,
Monday
me,
too.
right?
Yes, yes, by Monday. So just look out for email from Tio from Propel, so you get it by Monday. And also with like detailed instructions, just in case you've forgotten it, so you can just go through the instructions and sign up or log in, so you'll get it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. All right. So I think my job is done here. Thank you, Uche. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll mute my mic now.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Chizaram. So the recording of this call will be sent to the community group, just in case you missed any part of it or you left at some point. So send the recording down. Thank you so much, Chizaram, for coming. And I'll send a mail with the latest skill sets in our community. Will
Yeah,
that
that
be
works. Thank you so much.
okay? I
Yes.
can send the mail this night, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming. Good night, everyone.
Good night.